Good morning. Good morning, members. Will you please come into the chamber, and members, please take your seats. The hour of convening having arrived, all members, please take their seats. Mr. Clerk, will you ring the bell? All members, we're going to have the morning roll call. All members present will please vote green to signify their presence in the chamber. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machines? Have all members voted? All members voted. I think all members have voted. So, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machines? Doorkeepers, will you please close the doors and keep them closed? As is our custom, we will begin our day with scripture reading and prayer by our chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. Our chaplain this morning will be introduced by the gentleman from the 114th House District, Representative Tim Fleming. Representative Fleming.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning, colleagues. It's a great day in Georgia. It is my honor this morning to welcome to the state capitol my pastor, Pastor Chris Haymore. He is pastor of Wesley Methodist Church in Covington, Georgia. He is a graduate of the University of Georgia, go Dogs, has several specialty degrees from Valdosta State University. His wife, Kai, and him have resided in Newton County their whole life and have been married for 33 years. He is a retired educator, spending 33 years in the Georgia Public Schools, serving as a teacher, coach, administrator, and to his retirement last spring where he was principal of Mansfield Elementary School in Newton County. He has been pastoring at our church for the past year and a half since our church was founded. When he retired last year, he was not in his life plans to be a pastor. It's not something he sought out. Our congregation sought him out. We are grateful for him pastoring us. We're grateful for his leadership. And after his retirement last spring, he decided to join the ministry full time. With him today is his brother, Mr. David Haymore, right here from Covington as well. It's an honor to have Pastor Chris Haymore today. So, Pastor, welcome.
Well, one thing Tim, Representative Fleming forgot to tell you is that I'm also a big Atlanta sports fan, which actually is very good for me because the scripture tells us that we will be greatly rewarded for our suffering. Speaker Burns, Representative Fleming, and all members of the Georgia House of Representatives, it's an honor, it's a pleasure, it's a privilege to be here, and I'm very humbled. I spoke with Representative Fleming the other day, and he asked me if I had a bio or a resume that I could send him that he could use today. And my first thought was, a resume? I'm retired. I have no use for resumes anymore. But I told him I'd jot some things down for him. I looked at the list I'd made and realized I'd spent the last 33 years of my life in education as a teacher, a coach, and a principal, and I worked at the high school and elementary levels. It kind of got me thinking, being a representative and working in the school system and being a representative, there are a lot of similarities between those two. The first thing I noticed is when the speaker tried to call this room to order, it took me back to a kindergarten classroom. It's herding cats is a phrase that we've used before. If you need some help, I've got the names of a couple of teachers that can get these folks into shape. But let me ask you something. Has there been a day since you've been here in this position? Has there been a day that you've said, we did good work today? I did a great job today. This is something I'm proud of. Only to leave this building and hear nothing but complaints from people outside of the chamber. Teaching's the same way. It's a profession in which everyone wants to tell you how to do the job, but nobody really wants to come do it. And I know that you have people telling you constantly how you should do your job as well. But there are few who want to do the job. You like to sit and question and Monday morning quarterback. When what you do and what teachers do is take the information they have and make the best decision they can in doing what is right. Knowing what is right is easy, but doing what is right is courageous. There's another similarity, and it's perhaps the most important one that I find between teachers and your line of work. The teachers that I worked with got into teaching because they wanted to make a difference. They wanted to make things better. They wanted to effect change in the lives of the students who came into their classrooms. They came into the profession with a servant's heart. Having a servant's heart is living the life God wants us to live, giving for the benefit of others. In this way, you're aligned with His will. C.S. Lewis said, a servant's heart is the only way to be like Jesus. When I stand here and look out, that's what I see today. I see a room full of servant hearts. I believe you came into this wanting to make a difference. You want to make this state better. You want to leave it better than you found it. You want to serve. In Galatians chapter 5, verse 13, it says, you, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but don't use your freedom to satisfy your sinful nature. Instead, use your freedom to serve one another in love. Freedom. It's a word we hold dear. A servant's heart understands that although freedom gives us the ability to do what we want to do, it comes with the responsibility to do what we ought to do. A servant's heart. That's how Jesus Christ wanted us to live. Now, if you allow me to close here with these words from Philippians to give you some encouragement. From now on, brothers and sisters, if anything is excellent and if anything is admirable, focus your thoughts on these things: all that is true, all that is holy, all that is just, all that is pure, all that is lovely, and all that is worthy of praise. Practice these things. Whatever you learned, received, heard, or saw in us, the God of peace will be with you. Would you stand now and join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, when we come to you in prayer, the first thing we do is to give thanks. And Lord, I give thanks today. I give thanks that I live in this state, in this country, and I give thanks for this body of servants here in front of me. They've chosen to do this work. I pray your blessings upon them. I pray that you will work through them so that your will may be done in our state and in our country. Lord, I pray your blessings upon their families. For during session, there's so much time that is spent away. Lord, I pray that you'll be with them today, bring them back safely here tomorrow. In your name we pray. Amen. Now, if you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nice. Thank you very much. Good job.
Doorkeepers, you may unlock the doors. Members, you can join Brother Chris in the South Ante room for give him thanks for being here with us and get a photo. Brother Chris, thank you for that message. It was very encouraging. We appreciate that. Our doctor of the day is Dr. Neil Terabakar, and Dr. Bakar is brought to us by Chair Lady Deborah Silcox. Did I get that pretty close? Close. We appreciate our physicians being here and serving the members. If you need to see the physician, certainly they're down in the aid station. Chairman Hilton, you're recognized. Chairman of Information and Audits, Chairman Hilton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information and Audits has read the journal the previous day and found it to be correct.
Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audit, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? The chair hears none. The reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? Chair hears none, and the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk, will you read a resolution establishing the order of business of the day? Mr. Clerk.
Representative Illustration of the 104th moves following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of Senate bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions. Mr. Clerk, will you read?
House Bill 217 by Representative Hong of the 103rd, Martin of the 49th, Irwin of the 32nd, Wade of the 9th, and Ballard of the 147th. Bill be titled Act to amend Article 6 of Chapter 4, Title 20 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the Dual Achievement Program.
Higher education.
House Bill 218 by Representative Dempsey of the 13th, Hawkins of the 27th, Cooper of the 45th, Drenner of the 85th, and Taylor of the 173rd. Bill be titled Act to amend Code Section 31-718 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to vaccinations.
Health.
House Bill 219 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Davis of the 87th, and Clark of the 100th. Bill being titled Act to amend Title 43 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to professions and businesses.
Regulated Industries.
House Bill 220 by Representative Momptahan of the 17th, Carpenter of the 4th, Gunther of the 8th, and New of the 40th. Bill being titled, an act to amend Chapter 7 and Title 33 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to kinds of insurances.
Insurance.
House Bill 221 by Representative Cannon of the 58th, Drennan of the 85th, Parker of the 107th, Clark of the 108th, and Barnes of the 86th. Bill be titled, an act to amend Title 20 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to education.
Education.
House Bill 222 by Representative Blackman of the 146th, Williams of the 148th, Ballard of the 147th, Jones of the 143rd, and F. Stration of the 104th. Bill be titled, an act to amend Article 3, Chapter 6, and Title 17 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to bonds and recognizances.
Judiciary non-civil.
House Bill 223 by Representative Burchett of the 176th, F. Stration of the 104th, McDonald III of the 26th, Hong of the 103rd, Gamble of the 15th, and others. Bill be titled, an act to amend Title 48 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to revenue and taxation.
Ways and Means.
House Bill 224 by Representative Bond of the 73rd, Blackman of the 146th, Hitchens of the 161st, Smith of the 138th, Saints of the 180th, and others. Bill be titled, an act to amend Chapter 1 of Title 32 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to general provisions relative to highways, bridges, and ferries.
Transportation.
House Bill 225 by Representative Washburn of the 144th, Stevens of the 164th, Lumsden of the 12th, Yurda of the 152nd, McLean of the 109th, and others. Bill be titled, an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 14 to Title 40 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to speed detection devices.
Motor Vehicles.
House Resolution 128 by Representative Dempsey of the 13th, Barton of the 5th, and Lumsden of the 12th. A resolution compensating Mr. Joseph Samuel Watkins.
Appropriations.
House Resolution 129 by Representative Dempsey of the 13th, Barton of the 5th, and Lumsden of the 12th. A resolution compensating Mr. Darrell Lee Clark.
Appropriations.
House Resolution 130 by Representative Crawford of the 89th. A resolution compensating Mr. Cedric Moore.
Appropriations.
House Resolution 131 by Representative Park of the 107th, Jackson of the 128th, Griffin of the 149th, Clark of the 108th, Herring of the 145th, and others. A resolution expressing support for the creation of a national infrastructure bank.
Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications.
House Resolution 132 by Representative Momptahan of the 17th, Horner of the 3rd, Ridley of the 6th, Cameron of the 1st, Chastain of the 7th. A resolution creating the joint Georgia, North Carolina, and Georgia-Tennessee Boundary Line Commission.
Interstate Cooperation.
Senate Bill 16 by Senator Brass of the 6th, the bill being titled Act to amend Chapter 11 and Title 45 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to miscellaneous offenses concerning public officers.
Mr. Clerk, I thought I saw the lights on the other side, so this is proof the lights are on. Let's see. SB 16, let's send that to Governmental Affairs.
Senate Resolution 7 by Senator Donald Zell of the 27th, a resolution dedicating certain portions of the state highway system.
That's a good one. Transportation.
That completes first readers.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 192 by Representative Gamble of the 15th, McDonald of the 26th, Hong of the 103rd, Dubnik of the 29th, and Wade of the 9th. A bill relating to education. House Bill 193 by Representative Moore of the 91st. A bill relating to health. House Bill 194 by Representative Byrd of the 20th, Cannon of the 81st, Ridley of the 22nd, Horner of the 3rd. A bill relating to justification and excuse in defense to criminal prosecutions. House Bill 195 by Representative Ridley of the 22nd, Ridley of the 6th, Horner of the 3rd, Tarvin of the 2nd, Reeves of the 99th, and others. A bill relating to enforcement of rules and regulations regarding registration, operation, and sale of watercraft. House Bill 196 by Representative Kelly of the 16th, Taylor of the 173rd, Hatchett of the 155th, Hughley of the 141st, Jaspers of the 11th, and others, a bill relating to state employees' health insurance plan. House Bill 197 by Representative Hawkins of the 27th, Newton of the 127th, Kelly of the 16th, Silcox of the 53rd, Cooper of the 45th, and others, a bill relating to requirements for certifications, utilization of nationally recognized accreditation standards, website identified nationally recognized accreditation entities. House Bill 198 by Representative Chastain of the 7th, Demonstration of the 104th, Irwin of the 32nd, Jaspers of the 11th, Gunter of the 8th, and others, a bill relating to elementary and secondary education. House Bill 199 by Representative Kelly of the 16th, Reeves of the 99th, Gullett of the 19th, Gunter of the 8th, Park of the 107th, and others, a bill relating to administration of courts of record generally. House Bill 200 by Representative Bazemore of the 69th, Ballard of the 147th, Hughley of the 141st, Miller of the 62nd, Jones of the 25th, and others, a bill relating to elementary and secondary education. House Bill 201 by Representative Bell of the 75th, Hagan of the 156th, Hubston of the 2nd, Stinson of the 150th, Cox of the 28th, a bill relating to advertising and sale of meat. House Bill 202 by Representative Hilton of the 48th, Jones of the 47th, Dubnik of the 29th, Jones of the 25th, Rice of the 139th, and others, a bill to amend the Charter Schools Act of 1998. House Bill 203 by Representative Griffin of the 149th, Hughley of the 141st, Miles of the 126th, Jackson of the 128th, Williams of the 168th, and others, a bill relating to the Board of Regents. House Bill 204 by Representative Washburn of the 144th, Powell of the 33rd, Ridley of the 6th, Ridley of the 22nd, Earhart of the 36th, a bill relating to certain certification of motor carriers. House Bill 205 by Representative Clark of the 100th, Gaines of the 120th, Jones of the 25th, Crow of the 118th, Green of the 154th, and others, a bill relating to general provisions relative to aviation and the Board of Homeland Security. House Bill 206 by Representative Bell of the 75th, Ridley of the 22nd, Clark of the 100th, Clark of the 108th, Jackson of the 165th, and others, a bill relating to education. House Bill 207 by Representative Crawford of the 89th, Oliver of the 84th, Westbrook of the 163rd, Willis of the 55th, and Owl of the 50th, a bill relating to carrying and possession of firearms. House Bill 208 by Representative Smith of the 70th, Corbett of the 174th, Stevens of the 164th, Burchett of the 176th, Rhodes of the 124th, and others, a bill relating to license plates promoting or supporting certain agencies, funds, or nonprofit corporations. House Bill 209 by Representative Vermont of the 97th, Hawkins of the 27th, Owl of the 50th, Camp of the 135th, a bill relating to emergency medical services. House Bill 210 by Representative Smith of the 18th, Carpenter of the 4th, Hagan of the 156th, Franklin of the 160th, Cannon of the 172nd, and others, a bill relating to alcoholic beverages. House Bill 211 by Representative Carpenter of the 4th, Ridley of the 6th, Harvin of the 2nd, Barton of the 5th, Cameron of the 1st, a bill relating to torts. House Bill 212 by Representative Park of the 107th, Miller of the 62nd, Drenner of the 85th, Vermont of the 97th, Herring of the 145th, and others, a bill relating to imposition rate, computation, exemption, and credits for income tax. House Bill 213 by Representative Park of the 107th, Miller of the 62nd, Drenner of the 85th, Vermont of the 97th, Herring of the 145th, and others, a bill relating to imposition rate, computation, exemption, and credit from income tax. House Bill 214 by Representative Bell of the 75th, Carpenter of the 4th, Willis of the 55th, Clark of the 108th, Neal of the 79th, a bill relating to admissibility of photographs, motion pictures, video recordings, and audio recordings when witness unavailable. House Bill 215 by Representative Montana of the 17th, Fleming of the 114th, Townsend of the 179th, Ballinger of the 23rd, Jaspers of the 11th, and others, a bill relating to elections and primaries. House Bill 216 by Representative Smith of the 138th, Burns of the 159th, Jones of the 25th, Rice of the 139th, Hughley of the 141st, and others, a bill relating to the Department of Economic Development. House Resolution 117 by Representative Schofield of the 63rd, Bernal of the 77th, Jackson of the 68th, Davis of the 87th, and Scott of the 76th. Resolution acknowledging inequality as a public health issue and supporting BIPOC communities disproportionately affected by systemic barriers. House Resolution 118 by Representative Evans of the 57th, Miller of the 62nd, Olalier of the 59th, Holcomb of the 101st. Resolution compensating Mr. Michael Woolfolk. House Resolution 119 by Representative Evans of the 57th, Miller of the 62nd, Olalier of the 59th, Holcomb of the 101st. Resolution compensating Mr. Mario Stinchcomb. House Resolution 120 by Representative Holly of the 116th, Berry of the 56th, Sanchez of the 117th, McQueen of the 61st. Resolution proposing an amendment to the Constitution of the State of Georgia so as to extend regular legislative sessions to a maximum of 90 legislative days. House Resolution 121 by Representative Camp of the 135th, Mathiak of the 82nd, Smith of the 70th, Jenkins of the 136th, Dickey of the 134th. Resolution recognizing Mr. John W. Mixon and dedicating a building in his honor. Through second readers.
Reports of standing committees, the clerk will read.
Representative Hawkins, the 27th District Chairman of the Committee on Health, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Health has had under its consideration the following bills of the House. Instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 94 do pass. House Resolution 69 do pass. Respectfully submitted. Representative Hawkins, the 27th District Chairman. Representative John Corbett of the 174th District, Chairman of the Committee on Motor Vehicles, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Motor Vehicles has had under its consideration the following bills to the House. Has instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 208 do pass by substitute. House Bill 114 do pass. House Bill 116 do pass. House Bill 61 do pass. House Bill 77 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative John Corbett of the 174th District, Chairman. That completes the reading of the reports of standing committees.
Okay, House members, we're ready to move on to morning orders. So members, please take your seats. You've done a lot of talking this morning already, I can tell. It's time to listen a little bit. House members, please take your seats. We have a whole slew of morning orders this morning. So members, if you have conversations that are essential to the welfare of this state, you need to take them out to the anteroom. We have a lot of good Georgians in the gallery this morning that deserve respect and recognition. So I'll ask all members, please take your seats. We have a number of morning orders, again, for some very important purposes, but I'm going to ask the members to do your very level best. 2 minutes max, not 50 minutes, no, not 5 or 10, but 2 minutes or less, if at all possible. We'll give you as much leeway as we can, but we do have quite a few morning orders. So we'll begin our morning orders with Chairman Corbett and Chairman Stevens and some other friends. So we're welcoming you all to bring this morning order. Quite impressive. One rose and a lot of thorns.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. We have an extraordinary group of students, teachers, and parents up in the gallery this morning. This is Dyslexia Day at the Capitol. I got involved with this group about 8 or 9 years ago through a constituent of mine. It's a teacher whose son was maybe second grade at the time. They were saying, well, he's just a boy. He learns slower, having trouble reading. She got him tested, had dyslexia. She got him the right help that he needed, and he went on to excel. He's probably a junior in high school now. His plans are to start his own business when he gets out. So these kids with the right help, early detection, they can get the help they need and go on to lead extraordinary lives. We're proud to have them in the gallery this morning. I'm going to turn it over to Chairman Stevens. He's got a couple things to say, and then we'll ask everybody to stand, and we'll recognize y'all in the gallery. Chairman Stevens.
You know, anybody just and everybody for their kids, you just want a chance. I want to thank my daughter. Stand up, kids. Special lady, could have done anything in the world, but she wanted to help kids and give folks a chance. Thank you, Ash. Love you, baby.
Thank y'all. Can I get everybody to stand? It's with the dyslexia group, the Swift School, and everybody else with the dyslexia. Stand this morning. Everybody give them a hand. Thank y'all for being here today to the People's House. And Gabe, keep up the good work, buddy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, welcome to the People's House. We appreciate each and every one of you. And I also want to thank this House for good work and continue to support our work when it comes to dyslexia and support all the great initiatives we have there. And also I want to say good morning to my friend John, who's up in the other group. Another John. Good to have y'all. Representative Buckner, you're recognized for a morning order. Now you can take your time. We hadn't timed you yet. Y'all give the lady your attention, please. This is another important one. Representative Buckner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know usually we invite all the Girl Scouts to come down and stand with me, and you're more than welcome, or you can stand where you are. But this is Girl Scout Day at the Capitol. Our friends at Savannah had the distinction of having Girl Scouts founded in our first city, and we are proud that they did that because over the years they have trained young women to be strong and be involved and be active, and we're proud to have you here in your house, in the People's House, and we know that they're all over the Capitol, so be looking for people from your hometown. And I also, with the Columbus delegation and anybody else that likes the junior ROTC, want to do a shout out to Kendrick High School in my district back in Columbus, who were here right over there in that corner, but they've moved on to the other side. But we're glad to have them and appreciate the junior ROTC program and what it does for leadership in our schools. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Girl Scouts. Great organization, and you can see you have lots of support here. Are the cookies done? All right. Love those Girl Scout cookies. We're looking forward to them. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate everything the Girl Scouts do for our young women in this state and around the world. Thank you. Representative Henderson is going to come back and remind us on what today is. And I think some folks may join her at the well. Representative Sharon Henderson and a lot of good friends. We appreciate this message you've been bringing. Representative Henderson.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Appreciate that. In recognition of Breast Cancer World Prevention Cancer Awareness Day at the Capitol, we'd like to recognize Dr. and Professor Dan Marty Williams, professor at Kennesaw State University, and he promotes early detection. He's a 4-time survivor of leukemia. Four-time survivor. Thank you, Dr. Williams. We have next Bishop and First Lady Tim Needham, pastor of Living Way World Church with over 20 years of pastoring. Bishop Needham is an international pastor, and he's a survivor of prostate cancer. Next, we have Tracy Tukes. Tracy is director at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. She's a director of Speak Life Cancer Care Ministry, and she's a recipient of the Outstanding Georgia Citizen Award, providing holistic care to cancer patients and survivors. Thank you, Tracy. And now we're going to give. Can you give them all a hand again, please? And now we have a special presentation to none other than our very own Representative Patty Stinson. She's over there. Okay. Representative Stinson, we want you to know it's Strawberry Queen. Here in the House of Representatives, we want to say to you, we support you, we love you, because love is patient, love is kind, it's not puffed up. We want to say to you that we pray for you for your complete healing by the power of the Holy Ghost. Amen. We want you to know that you are not alone. And this entire House of Representatives want to say to you, we love you, we appreciate you, and we know that God is with you all the way. He said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. So we want to present these Flowers to you because you're beautiful just like these flowers, inside and out. Thank you. And we like to say East Georgia Cancer Coalition is providing lunch in the club room 514. And I'd like to, last but not least, I'd like to thank my sweet husband for always supporting me. Wave your hand, baby. Okay, really. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know I have a red light.
Never
Can
met
all
a,
the survivors stand, please? Thank you again, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for your courage and your faith. We're glad you're with us here today. Thank you. And continued good health. Thank you, Representative Henderson. All good. I don't know of any more of a beloved member of this House than Representative Stinson. We love you. And we're all praying. Representative Glaze. Representative Lupton. Representative Rice. Representative Carmen Rice is recognized for a morning order.
So my Girl Scout troop's walking out, but I was going to recognize my Girl Scout troop 50264 from Muskogee in Harris County. They are walking out for a picture now. I was honored to get to talk to them as they worked on their government project. They're very active in their group, and I'm very excited as part of a representative of their area to see future leaders, our future female leaders of the area, and they're very engaged. I want to thank them for being here today.
Representative Kahan, I think your group's here. You're recognized for a morning order. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning. If my Henry County delegation is here, I was trying to gather you. I'd love to have you up here. Trying to find them.
Lady will suspend just for another moment. Proceed, please.
Good morning, my fellow legislators. And on behalf of my fellow Henry County delegation, I would like to introduce you to the best county elections board and staff in the country. I am slightly biased. So we have Director Lee is here, and Chair Deidre Collins and their staff are here. And they exemplify servant leadership and excellence. And if you could please stand, I'd like to recognize you. Thank you for all your hard work for our county. Thank you. I yield the well.
Thank you, and welcome to the People's House. We appreciate what you do. Thanks for the morning order. Representative Montahan and the Paulding delegation. Oh, yeah. Representative Montahan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. Today I want to introduce, I believe they're here in the gallery, if you are, the Paulding County JROTC. Yeah, would please stand, and we just want to thank them for being down here at the Capitol today. A very interesting fact about the JROTC is that these are student leaders. These are folks that lead their fellow students. They actually set their own curriculum and guidelines for 3 days a week, and we appreciate what they do and their service. I think they're coming in right now, but thank y'all for coming down to your state capitol, and look forward to seeing you here in a little bit later too. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate the delegation and all your visitors here today. I mean, this is an important day. We appreciate everything they do for us. Thank y'all. Do you have another one? You have two. You gonna bring them back up with you? Representative New, and the delegation is coming back with her. Representative New is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members of the House. Good morning. We have some special guest stars with us today. If the members of the Georgia Association of Voters Registration and Election Officials, along with their fearless leader, please stand. We have a resolution for you recognizing February 4th as the 2025 Georgia Association of Voters Registration and Election Officials Day at the Capitol. I'm going to turn it over to Representative Gullett.
Thank you guys for what you do. We have a resolution for you, and I'm just going to give a brief overview. The Registrars Association of Georgia was established in 1969. The Georgia Election Officials Association was established in 1985, and they combined in 2017 for one joint association, the Georgia Association of Voter Registration and Election Officials. We really appreciate you what you do. Before I was elected as a state representative, I've served in my Paulding County Board of Elections. It was a wonderful, wonderful service to give back. It was a great learning experience. And Ms. Holden, I really appreciate everything you do for us, and for all of you, thank you for what you do.
Thank you, representatives. Thank you for what you do. Our elections run smoothly. We appreciate your work, and certainly sometimes it's thankless, but we do very much appreciate you. I know the citizens of our state do too. Thank you for your work. Thanks for being here today. Representative Rhonda Taylor. There she is. I didn't see you for a second. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. I just want to also give a shout out to the Girl Scouts of Atlanta, but I want to especially recognize troop number 26402. I know they've already gone out of the building, or have their other. If they're here, stand up for me, please. We have the Rockdale troop, which includes Jordan Allen, Zayla Hurth, and Sheely Tripp, and one from Grayson, Georgia. Is it Trinara Pollard? This troop includes the girls in Rockdale, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties, and they are led by Miss Chanel Tripp. Colleagues, let's welcome them to the Capitol. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.
Great to have y'all with us. Again, we appreciate what the Girl Scouts do. You're always doing things in the community, so thank you for that. Great life lessons. Representative Persinger. And he has a couple of folks coming with him, at least. Yes, there's two. That's a couple of folks. So appreciate you, Representative Persinger. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues.
Gentlemen, suspend just for a moment. I'm sorry. Proceed.
Today we have some students from Wanderboro High School's JROTC program under the leadership of retired Lieutenant Colonel Todd Perkins, and they're here participating in the Gage Youth and Government Day here at the Capitol. So if you can please join me and welcome them to the People's House and the Speaker's House. I did. I got one more. Well, this one's. I got one more.
You got one more? Go ahead. You've got the floor. Give the gentleman your attention, please.
And we also have Rachel Greenlee, who is the president of the Georgia Association of School Psychologists, here with some other psychologists from around the state. They're visiting us here today, and we want to thank them for all they do supporting learning, behavior, and mental health for our students. So please join me and welcome them as well. Thank you, Speaker. I'll yield the ball.
Thank you, representatives. Good to have y'all with us. We appreciate you. Representative Donna Tucci. There she is. I'm finding her. Some more Girl Scouts. Ladies recognized. And she has a support team as well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to recognize Troop 18165 and their fearless leader, Angela Vasquez. 5 of the 9 girls are here today, and they have been together for the last 7 years. This shows not only their commitment, but their goals to succeed. Thank you so much for your service. They are involved in community projects as well as school and sports. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank y'all for being here. Girl Scouts are important because we know a lot of people who want to recognize them, and I think it's appropriate. Representative Parrish is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have Girl Scouts from Macon Bibb, Troop 60125. If you'll all stand, everybody. We just want to welcome you all to the house, and thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for all the work that you're doing. Looking forward to your future.
Welcome to the People's House. I see lots of badges up there, so I know y'all are working hard. Thank you for being here. Representative Gamble.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is Engage Day at the State Capitol. We have a phenomenal program that allows our youth to come to the Capitol every year and participate in Civic Youth Day. And we are excited that our youth governor, Laura Caswell, from my hometown, Cartersville, Georgia, is here in the gallery with us. And she's also joined by...
We've got the Speaker of the House, Austin Gay. Now, Austin, you know you got some big shoes to fill. My daughter was the Speaker of the House last year, and Austin knows I'm going to be watching him closely. But we're very glad to have you guys here, and just celebrate them and their engagement down here at the Capitol.
Thank y'all for being with us. You're right there, Mr. Chairman. Speaker Wiedauer did an absolute marvelous job. You should take lessons. I'm not talking to Austin, I'm talking to you. Representative Martinez, recognized for morning order, and friends.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise here today to celebrate Hispanic Day at the Capitol today, Mr. Speaker. Did you know that Hispanics are the 3rd largest ethnic group?
Got some more folks joining you. Hold on just a moment.
The more the merrier, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much for being here. Did you know that the Hispanics are the 3rd largest ethnic group in Georgia at 10% of the population? Over 1.1 million residents. We bring a rich culture, diversity, hard work, business, experience, and lots of love to our state. May God bless the Hispanic community. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I have a morning order. Can I do that, Messenger? I want to welcome a group of water professionals to the house today, and two of one of my dear friends is Pete Peterson down from Effingham County, and his son Bill, and all of those water professionals. Hey, nothing's more critical to our life than clean, safe drinking water. Thank you for what y'all do to make that available for all Georgians. If y'all will stand, let's welcome them to the People's House. Glad to have y'all with us. It's always good to see you. Pete, appreciate you making that long trip from Effingham County. That completes our morning orders, but we do have an invite resolution. If Representative Floor Leader McDonald and our guests will join me, we'll have the clerk to read the resolution. Mr. Clerk, If you'll pause just for 1 minute. Members, if you'll please take your seats. We have some very, very important folks who do so much for us and protect us and our properties around this state, but more importantly, our families. Mr. Clerk, I want to ask you to read the resolution, and Representative McDonald, I want to ask you to introduce our guest. Mr. Clerk.
House Resolution 60 by Representative McDonald, 3rd of the 26th, Crow of the 118th, Seaball of the 34th, Hitchens of the 161st, Petrie of the 166th, and others, a resolution honoring and commending the firefighters of Georgia and recognizing February 4th, 2025 as Firefighters Recognition Day at the state capitol and for other purposes.
Representative McDonald, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, it is a great day, as the Speaker said. We've got a group of individuals, both men and women, here today from all over the state, from your communities, whether it's full-time, volunteer. They're up at all hours of night protecting, as the Speaker said, your life and property. I want to mention some of the gentlemen that are standing up here with me today. I've got Captain Gary Clark from the city of Gainesville, retired with 30 years of experience, and appreciate him, what he's done for the Hall County, Gainesville area. Chad Jones, Chief of South Fulton. Craig Dukes, Assistant Chief of Thomasville. Mike Bird, and Terry Smith. Somebody's from down in St. Mary's, Georgia. That's it, Camden County. All right, glad to have you here with us today. This time I'm going to turn it over to Captain Clark.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Representative McDonald, for allowing us back into the House today. We're celebrating our 53rd Firefighters Recognition Day here at the Capitol, representing more than 25,000 firefighters in the state of Georgia. We find it an honor to be here celebrating this event. Like I said, we do, our services are very, very diverse. So we represent the EMS side and the fire side and the hazmat side, but we're grateful that you have invited us back here on the House. It's been a while since we've been able to come back down here on the House floor, and we thank you, and thank you for what you do for us in the state.
Let's give them a round of applause and show our appreciation to these heroes. From all over Georgia, we appreciate what y'all do. We appreciate what not only you guys and ladies do, women do, that are first responders, firefighters, but all over our country. Thank you for running the danger as the rest of us run away. We've heard that, but it's very, very true. We appreciate y'all, and thank you for being here with us today. Members, we'll move on to afternoon orders in just a few moments, but we're going to ask the clerk to read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions. Mr. Clerk.
honoring the life and memory of Helen Marie Richardson Lewis. Commending Morehouse School of Medicine upon its 50th anniversary, recognizing February 6, 2025 as Dental Hygienist Appreciation Day, recognizing February 6, 2025 as Alzheimer's Awareness Day in Georgia, recognizing and commending Dr. David A. Thomas upon his retirement from Morehouse College, recognizing February 5th, 2025 as Physicians Day at the state capitol, and saluting the physicians of Georgia, recognizing and commending Cornerstone Baptist Church on the occasion of its 15th anniversary, recognizing and commending Reverend Dr. Augustus T. Curry, recognizing and commending Gina Gallios, recognizing Rabun County as the waterfall capital of Georgia, congratulating the National African American Gun Association upon its 10th anniversary, celebrating the Trinity International University of Ambassadors Corporation, commending Ms. Corporate America Georgia and Trinity Girls Network Corporation, commending the Archibald Bullock chapter of the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution, recognizing February 6, 2025 as Leadership Allowance Day at the state capitol, recognizing February 7th, 2025 is Wear Red Day, recognizing and commending Charles G. Newton IV on his outstanding public service, recognizing and commending East Paulding High School's career and technical students organizations, congratulating and commending Anna Borish, congratulating and commending Nellie Kolodner, recognizing and commending Dawn Johns, commending and congratulating Tyler Schmidt, recognizing and commending Taiwan for its relationship with the United States and the state of Georgia, recognizing Children's Healthcare of Atlanta upon the opening of the new Arthur M. Blank Hospital, congratulating the Athens Academy Boys Varsity Basketball Team for winning the Region 8 AA Championship, congratulating North Coney High School's football team for winning the 2024 GHSA Class 4A State Football Championship, recognizing and commending Family and Consumer Sciences, recognizing January 28, 2025 as Physical Therapy Day at the state capitol, and for other purposes. That completes the reading of the privilege resolutions.
Is there any objection to adopting the privilege resolutions? Hearing none, the resolutions are adopted. We have afternoon orders, but first we have some former members of this house on the floor. We have former Representative Brenda Lopez. Brenda, where are you? There you are. Welcome back. Good to have you. Former Senator, House member, more importantly, Doug Stoner. Doug, it's good to see you. Welcome back to the House. You got to keep your roots strong, Doug. You know, and a member that came in the class with all of us that came in a few years ago, that has since gone over to the dark side, what can I say? But Representative Tim Bearden, you served here with distinction in your community, and you're serving now in the Senate with distinction and honor, and we appreciate you. Welcome back to the House. Tim Bearden, y'all, former Representative Tim Bearden. Representative Paris, you're recognized for, almost got you in that Parrish family. Sorry about that. Representative Paris is recognized for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I stand before you, colleagues, to speak to you about Black History Month. And the person that I chose was Mamie Von Britton Brown. She was a nurse in New York City during the 1960s. And she created and received the patent for the first home security system. Her husband worked in electronics, and she was able to get her hands on closed circuit TVs. And so she was able to make a security system that could lock her doors, that could open her doors. This is the 1960s, y'all, okay? So pay attention, class. This is important. And like I said, she received a patent for it. And so we have her to thank today for a sense of safety from time to time. That's your moment in Black history. Thank you.
Representative, thank you, lady. You do a great job as usual. Appreciate you. Representative Wade is recognized for an afternoon order. Floor Leader Wade.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I'm just excited to brag about a young man in my district. That young fella is named Walker Wade, and he was chosen to be the Student of the Month for the 3rd grade class at Blackburn Elementary School. And I know that all of us have kids and grandkids and loved ones that we come down and spend time away from. So I can only say, Speaker, I don't think people doubted it, but yep, he gets it from his mom. Thank you, sir.
Takes after his mom, no doubt. Representative Jasmine Clark. Representative Clark, I think it'd be appropriate if I asked the membership to stand for your members. Will you please stand as Representative Clark brings us an afternoon order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise, as many of you know, we've already done an afternoon order for the tragic accident that happened, the mid-air collision that happened last week. What many may not realize is that someone from right here in Georgia was on one of those helicopters. So was on the helicopter. I want us to take a moment to honor the life of Ryan O'Hara, a dedicated crew chief on the Black Hawk helicopter and a proud 2014 graduate of Parkview High School in Lilburn. He was a 4-year cadet in the Marine Corps Junior ROTC program at Parkview, and he was fondly remembered as the guy who would fix all the things around the ROTC gym. Shortly after graduation from Parkview at 18, Ryan joined the military and specifically chose the Army because it offered the opportunity to work on Black Hawk helicopters. Ryan's service to this country serves as a testament to his character, his courage, and his unwavering sense of duty. To his family, I offer my deepest condolences. You all are the greatest part of him in physical form. To his colleagues in arms, we stand with you in mourning. And to all who knew him or were touched by his sacrifice, let's remember Ryan not in sorrow, but in gratitude for his service and the impact he had on others. May we all continue to honor him by living with a sense of strength, dedication, commitment, and honor that Ryan displayed every day of his life. I would like to take a moment of silence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Rest in peace, Ryan.
Thank you, Representative. Tragic accident. Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with those families. Representative Ramon. Representative Rua Ramon is recognized for an afternoon orders. Give the lady your attention, please.
Thank you. And would my colleagues with the API caucus, if you're around, come up here real quick? But colleagues, today is, and thank you, Mr. Speaker.
This is you asked for the Asian American Caucus. Is that what you asked for?
Yes.
Asian American Caucus. If you're join the lady and you're well.
Thank you. Colleagues, today is Asian American Advocacy Day. So we have organizations represented, including Asian American Advocacy Fund, Asian American Advancing Justice, and others who will be here to speak with you. They will have constituents from each of our districts to speak with us, and they'll be on the ropes and in our offices throughout the day. So please make sure to welcome them and hear them, and they'll have a lot of things to talk to you about. So thank you all so much. Thanks, Mr. Speaker. I yield the will.
Thank you. Representative Bazemore. Okay. If, lady will just hold just a moment. Representative Bazemore, if members will please stand, has a remembrance and an honoring that she needs to bring to us. Members will please give the lady your attention. Representative Bazemore. Hold on just a minute, you've got some other folks coming up.
The City of South Fulton delegation is joining me. Thank you.
Representative Bazemore.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to recognize the life and honor the life of a friend, an advocate, and a fighter who resided in the city of South Fulton. We know him as Reggie, but his name is Reginald Tatum. He loved his family, his wife, Karen, for 46 years, his 4 sons, his 8 grandchildren, and his 3 great-grandchildren. Reginald was quite involved with the affairs of his beloved community. He started working with the Montclair Estates Homeowners Association in 1992. He became a part of the Association of West Cascade Communities in 1994. He then started advocating for the citizens of unincorporated Fulton County by working with the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. He was one of the founders of the Fulton County Code Enforcement Board, which was established in 2000. He served that board for almost 20 years. He was instrumental in forming of the city of South Fulton. He was a husband, father, grandfather, brother, uncle, cousin, friend, and community activist. Whatever the role, he did it well. Thank you. Please, a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you, members. That concludes our afternoon orders. We'll move on to announcements at this time. Oh, excuse me, I did. I'm going to recognize Chairman Blackman. For what purpose do you rise, sir?
Make a motion.
State your motion.
Move that House Bill 92 be recommitted to the Ways and Means Committee.
Mr. Clerk, will you read the bill?
House Bill 92 to be entitled an act to amend Code Section 48.544.2 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to base year homestead exemptions.
On the gentleman's motion that House Bill 92 be withdrawn from the calendar and recommitted. Okay, it wasn't on the calendar. I was getting you down the road a little bit sooner. Just be recommitted to the committee. Absolutely. The Ways and Means Committee. Is there objection? Hearing none, it is so ordered. We're moving on to announcements at this time. Chair Lady Hagan has an announcement. She's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The very first ever meeting of the Rural Development Committee will be today at 2 o'clock here in the Capitol in room 403. And members, please note that is a change from the originally published meeting notice. We had to move that for technical reasons. So please join us today at 2 o'clock, room 403 Cap.
2 o'clock, 403 Capitol. Thank you. Chairman Hatchett and Chairman Parrish recognized for an announcement. Y'all want me to choose?
Well, it's that time again. The Appropriations Committee will meet at 7:30 in the morning in room 341 to begin going over the amended FY25 budget. The full committee will meet at 8:30. We're doing something a little different this year. All the subcommittees are scheduled except for 2 in 5-minute increments. So When that first subcommittee finishes, we will move on to the next subcommittee, even if the 5 minutes is not up. So if you're on those subcommittees, please be there as quickly and soon as you can. The schedule will be up shortly if it's not already up. We will meet at 8:30, then we will move on to the full committee, and then we'll turn it over to Chairman Parrish.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is that time of the year again, and we wanted to have a meeting at 7:30, but they were using the room, so we've decided we'll meet after that. We'll have a Rules Committee meeting in the morning, either when they finish or at 9:30. So the announcement should be going out. So in the morning, 9:30 Rules Committee meeting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. So, Chairman Hatchett, if you don't take the full 5 minutes, you roll right into the next subcommittee. So, members of the body and subcommittees, be aware. And now you're going to hold until 9:30 before you have a Rules Committee meeting. Thank you. I wanted to make sure I was clear. I want to be there. Did I say 7:30? 9:30? 9:30. Thanks for clarifying that for me. I was confused. Chairman Todd Jones is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For those of you who did not know or didn't look on your desk, it's Wing Day at the Capitol, and I'm not talking about prep for the Super Bowl, but rather commercial drone delivery service is coming to Georgia. Come and check it out. Liberty Plaza, 12:30 to 1:30, and see exactly what the future looks like. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Is it going to pick you up?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm coming to see that. Chairman Tarvin, you're recognized for an announcement. The drone's not going to get you, but you make an announcement.
Thank you. I think Budget and Physical Oversight Committee will have its organizational meeting today in 606 CLOB at 1 o'clock, and I promise you it's the most happening thing at 1 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock will be followed up by another happening thing. So anyway, 1 o'clock CLOB. Budget and Physical Oversight. Thank you.
606 at 1 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Townsend is recognized for an announcement.
All right, good morning, guys and lady representatives. We are 2 weeks away from the infamous Low Country Boil from Glenn County. Best Georgia white shrimp east of the Mississippi. Looking forward to it. Please check out your announcements. We'll hear more about it. But again, Mr. Shucks will be here with some of his famous garlic shrimp and other type shrimp. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you. We're looking forward to that. I'm sure you will remind us again. Chairman Corbett, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House. If your district lies anywhere in the 8th Congressional District, there will be a DOT board member election at 4:30 this afternoon in the Senate chamber. We need at least 15 members there. So thank y'all. Y'all come if you can make it.
Thank you, sir. Chairman Williamson, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There will be a Majority Caucus luncheon at noon today in room 403. Room 403, Majority Caucus luncheon. Please be present. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Chokas, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Small Business Development Committee will be meeting tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. 5:06. 8 a.m. 5:06. We're going to have a treat there. We're going to have members of our House of Representatives speak about their individual businesses. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. 5:06. Thank you. Thank you.
That sounds interesting. Thank you. Representative Schofield. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the House, go red. Thank you for one over there that's listening. We're asking Thursday that everybody wear red for the American Heart Association Day at the Capitol. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Red on Thursday, don't forget. Representative Bennett, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning.
Good morning. Today, starting at 11:30 a.m. in room 216 of the Capitol, will be the best caucus meeting that you've ever attended. To all the women, please join us today at 11:30, and then you'll have time to get to your 12 and 12:30 meetings. Women Legislative Caucus, today, 11:30, room 216. Thank you.
11:30 and 216. Representative Bonner. Chairman's recognized.
Hey, good morning. Defense and Veteran Affairs Committee meeting today at 3 p.m. in CLOB 506. Thank you.
Representative Thomas, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have two announcements. The Government Affairs Subcommittee on State and Local Government will be meeting today at 1 o'clock in 415 CLOB, and the Special Committee on Resource Management will be holding a joint committee with EUT in 341 CAP. Look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Thank you. We like those joint meetings. Representative Sharper, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Most of you guys know that I was a city councilman, mayor pro tem, about 25 years ago. And we have a lot of local elected officials, former elected officials. And I have a bill here, and you guys can help sign it, that we're going to be actually recognizing all of our local elected officials a certain day each year. And I think all of you guys could be a part of this. And so if you'd like to sign on this, we already have bipartisan support on it. But if you would like to sign it, please just see me, and I'll let you sign it. And also, if you want to be a part of the ice cream truck bill that we're working on, let me know. A kid was killed, and we want to make the ice cream trucks and food trucks in the neighborhoods a whole lot safer. So you can see me, especially if you are a former local elected official. Please see me.
Thank you for that announcement. Chairlady Camp is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Intergovernmental Coordination is meeting today in room 341 in the Capitol. Yes, and we're going to be establishing our rules. We also have a bill, so please be present to vote. Thank you.
Chairman Gunther. Chairman, former judge, scholar, gentleman, that's you, is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Judiciary will have a meeting this afternoon in room 132 at 1 o'clock. Don't expect it to go all afternoon. It should be relatively short. Again, Judiciary, 132, 1 o'clock. Thank you.
That pretty much completes our announcements. We have a couple of birthdays, but let me give you a little bit further detail on on announcement on DOT board elections. District 6, if you're a part of District 6, Congressional District 6, 3 p.m. today, we'll be electing your DOT board member in the Senate chamber. Immediately following that election, District 7, at 3:45 p.m. today. District 7 elections at 3:45 in the Senate chamber. And District 8 at 4:30 p.m. today. District 8 at 4:30 in the Senate chamber. So if you're a part of those districts, have a constituent in one of those districts, you can go have a say in your DOT board member. Now I want you to give a strong happy birthday wish to Representative Amani Barnes. There she is right there. She's 21 for the second or third time, something like that. Happy birthday. And if I may too, I want to wish a happy birthday to a friend of mine and many of you in this room, a friend to Georgia. And I'll just say this as well, a great American, Mr. Billy Corey. Corey Towers, just across the interstate, is been a champion for Georgia for many, many years. Let's wish Mr. Billy a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Billy. I try to forget that. Okay, if you have pages today, most important part of the day, to come up and welcome these young people and thank them for their service there. If you have pages, please join us down for some photos. Mr. Majority Leader, you ready? I'm going to recognize the Majority Leader for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House stand in recess until 3 o'clock p.m., then adjourn until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 5th, 2025.
On the motion of the Majority Leader that this House stand in recess until 3 p.m. today, at which time we will adjourn until tomorrow, Wednesday, February the 5th, 2025 at 10 a.m. All those in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed will say no. No. Not close again. The ayes have it. We will be in recess until 3 p.m., at which time we will be adjourned. Thank you for being here and thank you for your attention. We had a good day. Recognize a lot of great Georgians. Thank you.